Hello everybody! Welcome to Caketastic Cakes. I'm Jen. I'm going to show you today how to make this lovely rainbow. And don't forget, if you like what you see, please like, please subscribe. It really actually does help me out, even though it sounds really stupid and annoying. But anyway, here we go. You're going to start with basically the colors of the rainbow. So we're going to Roy G. Biv this bad boy here. I already have the red and the orange rolled out and already in place, because this project is a whole lot of rinse and repeat, and I don't want to drag you guys through all of that because I didn't want to have to edit all that either. Anyway, you're basically making big long tubes or whatever worms of the colors. They are about the thickness, I'd say, of a number 2 pencil, like your yellow number 2 pencil from your grade school days. So try to make them all the same width. It's really important to give it a nice uniform look. And also when you're rolling out, like I did right there, I don't know if you noticed, the end of the yellow was still kind of fat. I have a bad habit of having my ends be a little fat, so just be careful when you're doing it. All you got to do is just curl it and then press it up against whatever color is behind it. I'm not adding any water yet because there's going to be some reshaping involved. As you press, it's going to change the shape of the rainbow a little and the curve won't be as precise. So don't seal anything into place quite yet. So we'll get back to that, so don't worry about that part. Just press it all up, smooth it all out as nicely as you can, and then use whatever you got laying around. I used my fondant spreading tool right there to just kind of reaffirm the shape of the arc to make sure it's nice and smooth and the sides are straight. As your rainbow gets smaller or tighter on the inside with the more colors we add, you're going to have to use different things. If you have cups, a bowl, I don't know how big you're making your rainbow. I have a bunch of biscuit cutters that are different size circles, so I end up using those. But it just reaffirms that nice, clean shape of the curve, because that's really important to have a nice, clean arc to your rainbow. All right, so here I'm doing the green. You can see me making the green. You make the curve just like before and lay it into place. And like I don't know if I mentioned it already because it's been a long day. But anyway, our little curls on the rainbow, they're staggering inward. They're not stacked exactly under each other, so they kind of go inward. Make sure that if you're doing that, you have a nice even curve to that, or the nice even descent, that it's not chunky. If you're going to make them all line up on the outside, good for you. Just you're going to have to add a little more of your color and just pull it out further. That's all. And here is that circle cutter, my biscuit cutter that I was telling you about, just to really make sure my circle or my curve stays nice and clean and even. Okay, we've royed, we G'd, and now we're starting our bivving. This is the blue, same idea as before. Just roll it out, curl it under, press it around, press, press, press. And yes, it helps if you can actually see what I'm doing. And then you're eventually going to trim it, and yeah, we'll add water later, so don't worry about that. And also when it comes to the trimming here, make sure you leave a little extra on the bottom. You want it to go a little bit past your curls because we're going to trim it off later, and you want it to all be even, and you don't want to come up short on that end. You can always take more off that end. You can't change your curls too much. There I was adding the water in between the seams of everything. And I'm doing all this on a paper towel so I can move it around, and any of the water will be absorbed and it will hold its shape, because otherwise you would totally lose the shape of your rainbow. I skipped the eye in the biv because I don't care about indigo, and I went right to the purple. And for this one, I'm curling it the other way. You see what I did there? Very clever. Yeah, right. It just gives it a nicer little look. It kind of finishes the way that it's kind of splashing down with its colors. So that's why you want to go the other way with your last color. If you add the indigo, good for you. You're just going to have a little bit bigger of a rainbow, that's all. And make sure it goes the other way. So whatever your inside color is, you want it to finish. Here you can really see that the one side is longer than the other. Line it up as best you can. Be careful with it. You don't have to be perfect, but, do your best. Boy Scout motto, right? Or is that the Cub Scout? Yeah, Cub Scout motto, sorry. Okay, anyway, I digress. All right, so trim it off. Make sure you're nice and even with the other side. Very good, very good. And that's also, like right here, you can kind of see it's moving around a little bit. It's kind of wiggly. And that is why also we're doing it on a paper towel, so you don't go crazy trying to fix it all the time. This is going to be the cloud. I took that tube, that, cylinder. It's narrower on the two sides, or excuse me, on the two ends. You're going to tuck them under the middle like I just did there, okay? And then you're going to take your fondant spreader, if you have that, a plate if you don't, or a book, something like that, and press it down. And this is going to make the cloud for the rainbow. It is going to look really cool. So you just smush it down. You're going to end up with those little holes in the center, but don't worry about that because you'll just press them shut when you're ready. I am just using my rolling pin to spread it out further to make it the shape that I want and the size that I want. And here you can really see I'm kind of pinching those little holes closed, just closing them up so they don't look so gappy. Add some water to your rainbow, just like so, and then press your cloud very gently into place. You don't want to press it down too much because we actually do want the cloud floating in front of the rainbow, so you don't have to go crazy smushing it down. And you also want to be careful you don't deform your rainbow. I'm using my awesome Home Depot paint stirring tool to level it all out because this was going to sit on top of a cake, so I really had to make sure it was level. Another little detail I'm going to add is some stars. I'm just rolled out white, nice and thin, and I'm only doing 3. You don't want to go crazy if you're adding this detail because a little bit of this will go a long way and you don't want to overwhelm it with your stars. But a little touch never hurts, and just kind of place them here and there on the other side of the rainbow. Okay, this is going to be the final detail we're going to add. It is my white shimmer. It's white edible shimmer. You can get it, any old store. I think this came from Walmart or something. And I'm using water to mix with it and paint it on. I know some places are like, oh, you got to use vodka or whatever. I use water. I've never had a problem with it, and it's free, which also makes it very enticing. So yeah, just use a little water, mix it in. It'll turn into like a milky soup kind of, and then you just paint it on. Paint it on the stars, and then paint it on your cloud, and then let it dry. Let it sit a good overnight, and you've got it. If you need to add the lollipop sticks the next day, turn it over and add them. Don't do it while it's still wet or soft. You're going to end up losing your shape. But there you go. So you have a beautiful starry rainbow. And if you like this, please like and subscribe. Check out my other videos. I've got a bunch out there. Thank you very much. Bye.